Welcome to another live Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show in the BPTV studios. Thank you for watching us. And we got so much help here tonight, I don't know if I can name all of them. We got Steve, who was on a hiatus at Point Park College. He's getting ready to graduate at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Welcome back,
An
Steve.
associate.
Look what he got me. He knows I like green tea. And for all of you that aren't like Smoking Jim, matcha green tea was created in Japan. And they had a Japan theme. He gave me a little chocolate from Japan. He gave me another candy from Japan. I'm all sugared up and hied up right now.
Did he do an internship in Japan?
Smoking Jim, I said to all the people
No,
that
he
don't
watched.
understand.
He watched the Olympics.
Yes.
He was one of 10 people that did.
Yes. And sorry about that, folks, but Smoking Jim's not the most positive guy. He's a nice guy, and the sweeties all love him, so that's all good. But we're also doing this show on Facebook, Pittsburgh Sportsline, so thank you to all of you that want to watch the show. And we appreciate you. I had a call from the champ, Mike Manna, who we saw him fight and win at Monsville Prison. Yes, it was a prison, and as Chip and I discussed, it's a nice venue that they built inside the prison. It even has modern bathrooms, and it has electricity. And Nick was there with us. He called up, so shout out to Mike Manna, the champ. He wants to talk to me after the show. He said hi to all of you, and Smoking Jim and Nick, who he met, so we're all in.
Congratulations on your win.
Yes, we appreciate it. Congrats to my brother from another mother that's a boxing champ. And he donates all of his purses to Children's Hospital. And he's a very great guy. So thanks to all of you for watching us on Comcast 7. And that's only in Bethel Park for Comcast 7. Verizon 32 in Bethel Park, all the way from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between in greater Pittsburgh area. So thank you for that. Thanks for all the Facebook likes. Somehow we dropped 3. We got 6929. So I don't know what happened. Like my daughter told me when I was trying to hit 100 likes a few years back, it's been about 8 years that we're with the Pittsburgh Sportsline Facebook page. I created that February 13th, 2013. So I don't know why I did it, but I created it because I heard I should have a page. So I got to 100, then I'd go to 97 the next week or 95. And my daughter told me, Casey goes, Dad, there's haters out there. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, Dad, they'll like your page because you tell them to and they're nice to you. Then they get home, they delete. And I said, okay, I'll keep going. So 6929 is our new number. I'm proud of it. Thank you for all of you for liking our shows and watching us tonight and other times when we're on about 7-8 times a week on BPTV. And even late at night, sometimes at 11 o'clock at night, I've had people call me up that are like Smoking Jim, don't sleep till like 6 in the morning. And they said, it's nice hearing you guys at midnight. So we appreciate all of that. And I got some promos. Well, first of all, I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip Hayner, Nick, the VIP Callis, and we got Steve back, as I was saying. We got Ryan, who's a new guy here, interning. We got A2, otherwise known as Anthony. We got A1, otherwise known as Anthony, in the studio, in the control rooms. And I know it sounds like I'm redundant, but when you call for Anthony and they both answer, I didn't want to give them a nickname like their initials or something, so I call one A1 because he's been here, and the other one's A2. And A1's not a steak dressing, if you need to verify that. So we got some promos, and I'm a little confused with the camera setup because Nick talked Steve into doing something and it's working. Whoa! Just out of school. What school is it, Nick? You can talk on air for Ryan.
Pittsburgh Technical College.
Thank you very much.
Did you know Anthony Veltri goes there? A1 goes there?
I didn't want to bring it up.
I had no idea.
Yeah, because I knew that stuff, and I figured I'd just go to you each time. Thank goodness you were honest. You didn't pull a Smoking Jim on me. You answered correctly. Olive Oil's Pizzeria at Hillcrest Shopping Center saw the owner, Frank Venero's son, Fabrizi, and he helped cut the hoagie into 6 slices, cut the pizza into 12 slices, and I don't know if there's any cuts left. I deferred on eating any pizza so Smokin' Jim could have a slice. Because you see how many people we have in here. What is it, 7?
8?
8.
Yeah, there are
we
8 of
got
us.
8.
4 on camera, 4
8
off
is
camera.
great. We finally made it. We got 8, and we're great. But check out their pizza. We had an XL pepperoni, steak hoagie, and there's not too many pieces left tonight. Usually Smokin' Jim and Steve try to fight over it, and neither one may win tonight. So we'll see. We'll see who gets it. But it's nice to have Steve back. He's one of the best we ever had here. So to have him back with this good crew, we're doing great. And check him out and call him 412-831-1900. Next up, met a new 501c3. That's a nonprofit organization for Smokin' Jim. If you donate money online or by check, you can actually write it off on your taxes. Again, Smokin' Jim doesn't use his government name. I'm not picking on him. I'm just saying, because he's told us that on shows for the last, it'll be 10 years, October 11th, 2011. Another qualification, that's not my second birthday or first birthday. It's our anniversary of our show. But Always Be Smiling is named after a boy who had some health problems and had kidney disease. His dad had to give him a kidney. He was a perfect match, and he died at 16 and a half with different complications to his life. So they started this great group that helps other people with kidney issues and families, and it's called Always Be Smiling because the boy's name was Bennett, and they called him B. So it's very simple like that, just like A1 and A2. So we got that correlation. And they're a great organization. They're right here near South Hills Village, right across the street on Washington Road. Gilfallen Farm, they own it. They have a Hope for Horses lady that helps handicapped kids with her programs there, and they do a lot of great things, and they've raised at least $6,000 to help other families with kidney disease. So check them out, and you can even donate some money to them. Next up, we'll see what Ryan can do on this. He shouldn't have to touch much. We'll see what happens. Let me give you the play-by-play on Ryan. He made not one move. And look at that pick.
Didn't even blink.
Yeah, we say stay Joey strong to end each show. We honor Joey Fabus, who died before his 9th birthday 7 years ago due to DIPG, which is a dreaded brain cancer. His family started the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. You can donate money, time. We have a big event coming up 9 a.m. September 12th. Nick here is supposed to film it. We'll see. If not, maybe Steve can step in. If Nick can't make it, it's a Sunday. So we'll have to check on that day. We got thumbs up from Steve and thumbs up from Nick.
No, a little.
Oh, that's an I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I gotta work now.
Well,
Maybe on Sundays.
congrats to Nick on getting a job as a producer on KDKA Radio. We always got something happening on BPTV, and we're glad to hear that somebody's moving on up here. So we appreciate it. Not the Jeffersons, Smokin' Jim. But you can donate money there and get a hold of them from $1 to seeing their events that come out. The biggest event is a superhero 5K 1-mile run at the Bethel Park High School, 9 o'clock, September 12th. Mark that date on your calendar. Thank you. Next up, we're on a 501c3 roll. The Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. Look, I trusted Ryan on there. He made one move. One move, and he popped that. Look at that. Perfect setup. My nails are trimmed, Smokin' Jim, so not like yours. They look like they could scratch my eye out. They're a little long tooth. They're at 2600 South Park Road, where the red trolley, the old-time trolley. How about the other day, my son and I are on a cruise. We cruise every day for an hour throughout the area to get out of the house, and, you know, because of the COVID and just avoiding people in general with my anti-remission drugs, you never know. So we're down 88, and we're past the Sheets, and we come up to the T. What do we see but a refurbished double trolley, like red trolleys, like they used to run in the past that I was on in Dormont and things when I'd take a trolley to town to go work Monday and Thursday nights. So they had it together. It was just, I go, look at that. It's an old trolley. Wow. So You never know. But check them out. You can donate $1. They got yearbooks from every year for high school. They refurbished it, put brand new windows, new roof, cupola with the bell, and they do different events there. And as long as they can open up, they will. They have great military uniforms and a library there too. So check it out. Next up, let me pull this out. This lady needs a kidney. And here's the nice lady, Kathleen Miller. I'm sorry, Miller. Wow, you did good there. Look at that. Even a bigger piece. Ryan's on fire here. Her kidney function is 17%, and when it goes to 15% like mine, she may need a kidney. So that's why we're trying to get the word out that you can donate a kidney for her at UPMC Stars on One. If you go to, I'll say it, livingdonorreg.upmc.com. You can just say you want to donate a kidney for Kathleen at livingdonorreg.upmc.com. And if your kidney doesn't match hers, they can put you in the system to give it to somebody else and then switch a kidney for her. So that way it would still help her. So other people have done it, and my son is a living donor, and he has no health problems due to it. His one kidney is doing very well, and he's in good health. So that's just how that works. Okay. Here's that new sheet. I had to dig through there, Nick. Thanks. Thanks, A1. We appreciate this. Dave Cable likes to have a little fun. Look at that framing of that. Ryan did excellent. You can see the whole flyer. Unbelievable. I want you for BPTV. Tell them Uncle Al sent you. Pittsburgh Sportsline host of BPTV. Call 412-831-3304. Say you want to be like Nick. You want to be like Ryan. You want to be like Steve. You want to be like A1, A2. And Smoking Jim, Chip, and I are all volunteers here. So check it out. If you're in Bethel, you could produce your own show. And give Dave a call again, 412-831-3304. All right, we got a test for Ryan. He was good last week. I'm going to try to hold this card.
But that was A2 last week.
Oh, that's right. You got it. A2 did it. Let's see what Ryan does. Bingo. And I'm not shaking this week. He's trying to adjust to my shake.
Great manicure.
Look at that. Smoking Jim, I did it myself. You can call 724-348-4715. It's a red, white, and blue station about 6 miles from here, 6103 Route 88 in Finleyville. They do anything and everything on cars that run on gas. They even work on electronic devices, hedge trimmers, tools, and things like that too.
I need a retread.
Well, Smoking Jim, they have tires. Matter of fact, I got a couple tires over the years with my cars before they died. And the way you drove the other day, you may need a retread, because I was worried about some of the driving there, especially how slow we went a couple times, Nick.
Mr. Magoo.
Yes. Yes. And the Checkout Skeet service station. We'll talk later. We'll talk later about our trip to Monsville, West Virginia, not Ohio. All right. We'll go back there, and since Smoking Jim was talking about my nails, I got to give a shout out to Zazu. Let's see if they get a nice shot. You get a shot of me, Steve, and get my haircut thanks to Mary Ann Workman. Emilio's the owner. I called him this morning, wanted to know if Mary Ann was in. He answered bright and early, set me up with a 12:30 appointment, got in there, got the great cut, and I got a nice picture. Mary Ann had to step out and help another client. So Lisa was in the picture. That's the young lady that's in the picture, Smoking Jim, if you saw it. She usually takes the pictures. So I just asked her, would you be in the picture with my promo? She goes, for you, sure. So we got that nice pic. And now we're going to go to Smoking Jim Frazier. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
Coming at you.
got to see Levine. But I tell you what, we got the VIP of BPTV, and he's already achieving greatness. Congratulations, moving on up to KDKA. So proud of you. And we got, high diddle chip up the middle for a double. Glad to have you back. But I got a bone to pick with everybody. You know how everybody calls me the Godfather.
Who?
We-
Tell me one person that
We
calls
still-
you the Godfather.
still- nobody-
I've always related to the Italians. You know, one of my best friends, the toughest guy I ever played with or played against.
What's his name?
And we used to fight all the time. Tony Emanuel.
What
Tough
year was
Tony-
that?
Tough
What
Tony,
year was that?
He's Italian.
What year?
I identify with the Italians.
What year?
Was he related
I
to
am-
Macaroni Tony?
I'll tell you what, I still like the macaroni, Tony. I still owe him a little something. But I tell you what, El Levine, the talking machine.
What's your point?
I was bragging because, I always felt like I was born somewhere near the boot. El Levine, the talking machine, I could just identify with the Italian. But I was bragging with my Italian brothers. I've been pushing, never been the Italian president here in the United States. We got to change that, El.
Right.
But for the first time in Olympic history, an Italian won the 100-meter dash. I went bragging until I looked it up. He's black. His father was a black GI over in Italy. He married his mom, and he learned how to run from his dad. Because when he was 6 months old, his dad ran and never came back. He went out for cigarettes or blunts and never came back. El Levine, the talking machine, all my bragging down the drain. But I tell you what, El, Italian's my second language. I'm going to try this on the show for the first time. I never had eggplant. So
It's my favorite.
I'm going to get me a little bite.
He's pulling a page out of my book.
I'm going to get me a little bite.
Okay,
right
let me
here.
give you a little clue.
El Levine, just to
It,
see.
it don't taste like eggs.
Let me see El
better
Levine, the
talk.
talking machine for the first time ever.
Try to cut a piece.
Allegra. I mean this in Italian. I love it. El Levine, the talking machine. And that's what's on my mind.
Hold it. I want to first thank you, and I appreciate I turned you on to that because he likes copying me. But everything he said before the eggplant, please ignore all of that because that's his own private opinion. We don't have that same opinion, and we don't
my
even
second
know
language.
we don't even know the veracity of his statement. As I keep saying, he doesn't know what it means, but the truthfulness of his
Can I just
statements
say one more
are
thing?
in doubt.
Can I
This
just
is
say
in
one
doubt.
more thing before
Yeah.
we go to Chip?
Can we stop
I
it?
was so proud of my guy, Troy Polamalu, who sent me an autograph photo that was valued at $2,000.
Yeah.
He had one of the best speeches I ever seen at the Hall of Fame. Hopefully the value of that autograph photo goes up. I'm going to have to sell it. He did good, didn't he? And that's what's on my mind. Good job, Troy.
Again, everything that Smoking Jim says is his own opinion, and we question everything on it except for, well, I even question him liking eggplant parmesan because he's swallowing it. He's not chewing it.
Can anybody step on some grapes? I'm thirsty.
Again, we're going to move on. We've had enough of Smoking
Oh, this
Jim.
is good.
Keep eating it. Now you know why it's one of my favorites. Thank you, Smoking Jim. Chip Hayner, sorry about all this, but what's on your mind?
Well, first thing I got to do is take my dear friend Jim to task. The worst coaching staff in NFL history resides where? On the South Side, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Troy Polamalu, interestingly enough, you brought up his speech.
Yes, sir.
And, he said he was drafted by a Hall of Fame coach,
Yes, sir.
and he played for another Hall of Fame coach.
Yes, sir.
How could that be?
He didn't understand what you said, Chip.
Well, he's buttering his toast on both sides.
Okay, so what worst
He
in the
did what
history
you
of
would
the
do, Smoking Jim.
What I want to talk about tonight is yesterday was a monumental day in Pittsburgh sports history. The voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins is retired. Mike Lang,
Yeah, true legend.
46 years as the Penguins announcer, 4 years in the Western Hockey League, 50 years as doing play-by-play for the NHL. And he was iconic in so many different ways.
Oh.
He was the voice of the Penguins. How many generations of Pittsburghers grew up only hearing Mike Lang
Probably two.
announce
Probably
Pittsburgh
two.
Penguin games? And that brings me to another thought, considering the legacy of Mike Lang. And will there ever be anybody to replace him? Probably not.
No.
There'll be somebody that takes his place, but nobody will ever replace him. Not in the hearts of Pittsburghers or Penguins fans. But thinking about in my lifetime, the announcers that we had in Pittsburgh sports just in general. And I'm going to run down a list of them. A lot of people that have made quite an impact, and to this day are still making quite an impact. We had the gunner Bob Prince announcing Pirate games from in the 50s
Smoking
all
Jim
the way
never
until
heard him.
I was on his
1976.
show.
He never heard him.
I was on the Bob Prince.
Okay, we had Jack Fleming, who did the play-by-play call on the Immaculate Reception.
Yeah,
Myron Cope for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
sure.
We had Lanny Fratteri,
Yeah.
35 years as the voice of the Pirates, who passed the torch
He didn't
on
follow the
to a
Pirates.
young Greg Brown,
Yeah.
who is still carrying the torch to this day
Great
and will
point.
probably be so for another couple of decades. Even though there are going to be some new voices
Yeah.
in the production booths. Matt Capps has been doing a real good job this year.
Yeah.
Neil Walker will be announcing some games this month for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Enough over there. I like Neil Walker.
The Pittsburgh Kid. John Wayner, who's a great
Yeah.
color man
From Carrick,
from Carrick, yes, played for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
where two
What
of
is-
our guys are from here.
What is John Wayner's claim to fame?
Color man.
Yeah.
He hit the last home run ever at Three Rivers Stadium. Okay? So, just think about all the announcers that we've had, and so many of them were legends in just our lifetime, Alan and my lifetime. These are the announcers that we have seen, and, it's we take a lot for granted in Pittsburgh as sports fans. We're spoiled. We've witnessed a lot of championships in our lifetimes. So second place finishes don't sit well with us. And we've had so many great announcers that have spun their tales. Nothing was better when I was a child than listening to Bob Prince announce a Pirate game over the transistor
Oh, yeah.
radio.
Yes, sir.
Because the
How
games
about the
weren't
Crystal?
televised.
The Crystal radio.
Yeah. No,
That too.
and
a couple
they,
schoolrooms.
and they had a way of making you feel like you were at the game, and that's a real talent that I think is lost with the visual media of
Oh,
nowadays.
yeah.
And
Chip, I got to agree with you.
And Mike Lang did the same thing. He was so well prepared for every single game,
Sure.
and he knew what was going to happen before it even happened.
Yeah.
He had such great intuition.
He
for
was
the
Tony
game.
Romo before Tony Romo.
Tony Romo couldn't carry his
Thank you, Chip.
his dirty tennis shoes. Okay, but
Understand.
just to take a minute and reflect on all of the great announcers that we've seen. Tunch Ilkin retired this year. Tunch has done a great job for the Steelers as Myron's sidekick, and he's battling ALS, and I wish him nothing but success. He's done great things for the community, for the Steelers, for the Light of Life mission, and so forth and so on. But that's what's on my mind. Go ahead.
I want to thank you for mentioning Jack Fleming. A lot of people forget about him. He was a great announcer as well. And I'm going to say this online. I usually make good predictions. I'm going to say the next great voice for the Pirates is sitting right there, Nicky Boy.
Okay.
I believe that.
Yay!
Something to strive
Up to
for.
that.
Oh, we
Pittsburgh's
got,
fastest rising star.
all we got to do is teach him the game. That's all.
Wow. Ouch.
Not meant to be an ouch.
The timing, the segue to this is perfect, Chip. We're now going to VIP, Nick Callis, the fastest rising star that Smokin' Jim has only used that 8,244 times since we started our show. because he
You
does
know.
that in public. So just so you know, there's been well over 8,000 ahead of you.
With all the negativity that surrounds me sometimes, it's nice just to have that, whether it's blind optimism or whether he believes that. Doesn't matter to me. I like hearing it.
I believe it.
Well, we know he's just a loose cannon.
Right.
We just don't know what's in
Still,
the cannon.
still don't care.
We
It's-
don't know, and
I like
it don't matter. And like I learned a long time ago, any publicity is good publicity.
Absolutely.
And even with Mr. Negative tossing it around, a.k.a. Smoking Jim, the nicest, smilingest, happiest guy with all the sweeties.
See,
The Godfather.
hey, a lot of people can talk, but we got the loudest voice here, and I got the loudest voice on my side. That's all that matters to me.
That's it.
There it is. But what's on my mind?
Yeah, that's what you're here for.
That's what I'm here for. The Pirates. So I've talked a lot before about like, okay, here are examples of Pirates that haven't developed with the Pirates, but then have gone on to other teams and done well. So I'm just going to cite another two because I'm still kind of upset with the Pirates. First one, Brian Goodwin with the Chicago White Sox didn't do very well with the Pirates, got traded to the White Sox. He became a starting outfielder with the White Sox when Luis Robert got hurt. And Luis Robert was one of their top prospects and still is one of their top prospects doing well. But I was watching baseball the other night when the Cubs played the White Sox, and the national ESPN broadcast was talking about how great Brian Goodwin did and how good he was doing replacing. And he's still in the starting lineup, even though Luis Robert is back. So the Pirates had him this season, and they gave him away, and now he's playing for a team that's in first place in another division. So great to that. Second one is a Pirates pitcher, Clay Holmes. Al and I, when we were waiting eons for Smoking Jim to get there to go to the boxing match
At
on
my
Saturday,
house.
at his house.
Early. He was a half an hour early. Smoking Jim was 22 and a half minutes late.
So the Yankees were being broadcast. They were playing the Mariners, and the game was on MLB Network. Clay Holmes, I'd watched him pitch at PNC Park, consistently throwing 92, 93 miles per hour with his pitches, not looking very solid. And we were watching him pitch for the Yankees. Apparently,
son
he had,
too,
he had
Drew,
two
me and
scoreless
you.
innings over 2 days. But in this second day, when he threw his scoreless innings, he was throwing a sinker at 96 miles per hour, and he was dotting his slider at like 90 or
No,
90,
he did a
91.
96. No, he did.
A slider too?
Yeah, he had
Oh.
a slider because you mentioned that in front of me and Drew. He threw a 96 mile per hour fastball twice. Then he threw a slider at 96.
So I'm just out here like, what's going on? What's going on with the Pirates still? I get that the old regime's gone, the new regime's in, and they're trying to fix things, but like Clay Holmes had little value with us in Pittsburgh, and now he's throwing sinkers at 96. And sinkers are hard to hit because they dip, they don't go straight. And I'm just kind of like, now again, I'm suspicious. The Yankees get Clay Holmes, he's doing well. They gave up a couple good prospects,
And
but
what has he done since? He's played in 6 games in a row. He's gotten a hit in every single game. Hoy Park is leading off tonight. He's leading AAA in hitting, and he's continued to do the same thing as a Pirate. Pretty good.
That's his counterpoint.
right, I understand.
Pretty
why
pretty
can't-
good move.
My only question I'm going to
We had
continue to
nothing
ask.
from Clay.
I don't have the answer because I'm not too far on the inside, but I'm just going to keep asking the question until it gets fixed. Why is it that players who are mediocre with the Pirates then go on to other teams and start performing at a greater exponential level? No idea. Development's got to get better.
Well, and then you could also say they could take players that started cheating once they left and started doing better.
I told
Which,
you that.
of course, now one of them's getting Tommy John surgery because he cheated
Morton.
his ulnar nerve into complete disruption. But hey,
I'm just scared because the Pirates.
the Pirates have to do a better job. And if you have any idea of where the Pirates have been spending their money, because no, they have spent more money on more scouts and more people in training and development in the minor leagues right now than any team in baseball. So to get these people trained right, you got to bring the right people in to do it, and it doesn't happen overnight.
Well, I'm still skeptical because overnight's lasted 5 years now. Still skeptical. Still skeptical.
Wait a minute.
I know we had no regime.
Ben
I get it. I get it. Ben
Charrington
Charrington's
has
been here for a little bit of time. I
And he had a
understand.
year
Ding,
when
ding.
there was no
Ding,
minor
ding.
leagues.
I get it.
So
Ding.
that's,
I get it.
That
I understand.
that's a BS.
I understand. I'm just skeptical. I'm not saying that it couldn't be done down the road. We got a new regime. I'm still just skeptical. Two guys that I saw, Clay Holmes and Brian Goodwin, doing good for teams that are playoff bound.
Okay, and those two players, how far under 500 were we when we got rid of them?
We got rid of Goodwin pretty early in the year, like May. And then Holmes, I mean, we were down under, but why is he doing so well with the Yankees? All I'm saying is a 96-mile-per-hour sinker is a valuable pitch.
You want to know
Why
something?
wasn't that with the
you know, it's an
Pirates?
even more valuable pitch? Brock Holt. You know who Brock Holt is?
Oh, that had nothing to do with the Pirates. I know that was a big story.
Yeah, he
I
played
know
for the Pirates. He played for the Pirates.
did
Pirates
he?
traded him to the Red Sox. Yes, they did. Okay, but do you know what he did the other day? He
threw
threw
the
the
slowest
slowest
pitch called for a
recorded
strike.
strike
Yes.
in
Yes.
Major League
I
history.
saw that,
And
yeah.
you know what? His strike was every bit as much of a strike as a 96 mile an hour. It doesn't matter how fast you throw the ball.
It might.
It matters
might-
where you throw the
It
ball.
might matter how fast you throw the pitch. Why wasn't he doing that with the Pirates?
There,
That's
I'll
my question.
interrupt both of you. What I watched, I'm not worried about either opinion here because we'll carry on with the show. But the 96 slider was painted on the black. So that backs your point up.
Yeah.
And I pitched, you pitched, we understand that.
I
not how
pitched.
fast
Smoking
you
Jim,
throw.
we
I
have no
actually did.
proof of him ever pitching. Like I put out there, does anybody who pitched remember who their catcher was at any level? Any level. And then would you know the coach of your team or one of the coaches, not just the first name? I rest my case. And thank you, Nick. Chip, I always appreciate a little dissension and discussion over facts and opinions. So we covered both what I like to have, and we're going to move on to what's on my mind. First, I have a friend from KO. He's been bugging me to talk about his book. His name is Bill Means. I remember as a younger Keystone Oaks football player seeing one of the toughest guys I ever saw on the football field, one of the hardest hitting guys, and not the biggest guy, but his reputation preceded him. I talked to him. We became friends later on in life after school at our reunions, and he's bugging me about a book he wrote, and I don't know it, but the title is perfect for my co-host, Smoking Jim Frazier. So, Bill, shout out to you. Thanks for watching our show. And the information is you're on the crazy train, and I'm driving. It's available at Amazon for $2.99, and you go to WilliamMeansBook.com. Type that in. You can order the book. You heard it here first. He's not paying me with anything yet, but I'm sure when we have a reunion, I'll get a book. I guarantee it because he's that good of a guy. So I did put it out there for you, Bill. Hope you appreciate it. Again, William Means Book. You're on the crazy train, and I'm driving. He wrote the book. I don't know what it's about.
Was he related to the great running back for the San Diego Chargers?
You have to put the question out there if he can answer.
Not too many means out there. Great running back.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your positivity, Smoking Jim. It's rare anymore, unless we're talking about when the Pirates lose, that somehow that's a good thing. Thanks to Andre for watching our show. Thanks for Anthony Veltri watching our show 16 times. We appreciate that. That is otherwise known as A1. So we appreciate that, and we're ready to carry on. I wanted to share that we had a great experience at Monsville Prison. I know it sounds like an oxymoron to say it, and it's a haunted prison. They've done TV shows there. I'm not sure what channel or station it's on, and they've done that. But we were there. As we said, Smoking Jim, he calls it CP time, and all of you can decipher it or he can talk about it, and we'll bleep him out. But he practiced it perfectly. He even made a comment before that I told Nick. I said, when I told him 4 o'clock, he goes, "Hey, Machine, should I come early?" I said, "No, just come at 4 o'clock. At 4:22 and a half, he said to Nick, he's here. Then a minute or two later, he said on Messenger, "I'm here," to me. And Nick's telling me, "Smoking Jim's here." I go, "I'll wait till he texts me." So that's what we dealt with.
And then he just parked on the road, didn't even come up the driveway.
Then he pulled. we have to lay it out because it's hilarious. He has a newer car, a 215 now. It's the newest vehicle he's ever driven.
Greatest car with a dent in it.
Yeah, it's the greatest car with a post-buying dent that he offers to get people a $3,000 discount. So I'm assuming that's what it costs to fix his car.
What color is it?
White,
Oh,
because white is right for him.
He's got
Like-
a front license plate on the front that says cornerback.
Yes. Yes, he does. So he parks at the bottom third of my driveway. I have a nice nickel verify. It's probably a 100-foot driveway to my back where my door is for my living room that we use. And he parks 40 feet away from us. We have 4 bags of equipment. 4 bags. And he's waiting there. And I assume he's texting a sweetie, like Snow or something, telling her what a great cover she has. So I'm waving, come on up, and he's looking, and he creeps up to not even the top with a level part, and he wants us to carry it, and Nick goes, should we carry it down? I go, stop right there. He can verify it.
We're not carrying no equipment.
We're not carrying
No
any
way.
equipment for a guy that can move 20 more feet. And didn't we
car.
wait another minute
We
or
did.
two?
Smoking Jim, back up.
Yeah, no, come forward. Come forward. So we finally got it all loaded up. Then he's backing down the driveway, and he's in my yard. He missed the driveway on the back up, and he goes, how did we get here? I go, with your driving, you're in my yard. I go, I don't care. I just had the grass, cut. It's good. Keep going back. So he finally goes back, gets to the bottom of the driveway in the street, and he has GPS off. And I go, you got your GPS? He goes, yes. I go, why aren't you using it? He goes, can you guide me to where we got to get on the 79? We've done it at least a half a dozen times. So I go, yes, back down the road, go down to Fort Couch, hit 19. We'll go out. We'll go to Cannonsburg and get on 79 there. So we made it there. We're at Donaldson's Crossroads. And he goes, this doesn't look familiar. Where are we? I go, Peters Township High School's to the left. You know that school you never heard of that we went to? Nick saw it. It was to the left. I go, we're going right to South Point. He goes, oh, I like it at South Point. We've been there. So we made it. We made it on the 79. And I had to share the story to Nick, and I'm not going to be redundant, but it's the time when we had bright sun and Smoking Jim couldn't see because of cataracts and whatever else he had problems that he wasn't telling anybody and had accidents. And that happened. So we laugh about that. And then Nick's like, am I going to be okay? And I had told Nick before I was putting you in the death seat, which everybody knows is the passenger seat, right? So Nick was worried when we came to the house, and I said, Nick, I was kidding you. Smoking Jim's actually a pretty good driver. He's actually slow, and he does, drive pretty well. And Nick goes, we'll see. So Nick can vouch for that whenever. But we started off, we're probably 30, 40 miles an hour. And there's people rocketing by us. All 10 people on the road passed us up. And finally, I go turn the GPS on. He's fumbling for 2 or 3 miles to turn it on with Monsville. Nick goes, you want me to put my GPS? So I said, no, he'll get it. And meanwhile, he's holding the steering wheel down, trying to get it going. And we made it there. I think we beat 5:30.
Well, I'll tell you, we actually landed in Ohio first.
Well,
So that
you can add those little tidbits. But we
missed West Virginia.
No, here's what happened. We go to West Virginia. Nick tells him we're in West Virginia. Smoking Jim didn't hear him. We're going down the road. He's watching, the GPS now. So now we're going into Ohio. I go, we're leaving West Virginia. And Smoking Jim goes, how did we get there? This is all true.
It is.
And he drove us there. So now we're in Ohio. And Nick's going on, I don't know if we'll make it back to West Virginia. And I go, Monsville's in West Virginia. We've been there, just watch. So now we get welcome to West Virginia again. Make a right where we almost went straight. And Smoking Jim goes, we almost missed that. So we made it. Then I go to Nick. I go, look at the castle that's up there. And Smoking Jim goes, is there a castle there? I go, that's the prison. So Nick got some nice pictures for the family.
Yeah, where they used to hang people, I guess.
Yeah, that's where they were hanging people, and there's ghosts. Then there's an entranceway, and there's a door. And Nick goes, "Is that the door?" I go, "That's the entranceway." So we found out, we walked in the entrance, and that was to the nice area I talked about, Chip. It was well constructed, modern, and it had a great arena in the middle of it, and probably 500 to 800 people there, and it was a great event there that we had. But we made it, and there was some confusion with the fights, trying to get the power, trying to get the Facebook. Ended up, the internet was bad, so no internet with Facebook. But we got the fights done. New Ryan here, we'll call him New Ryan. He got it up. I'll have to check the fights out and critique it. But I trust his skills, and if he copied what we've done before, we'll be fine. But that's my long-winded story. I got an update from Bill Means. He said, "I'm the best. Send me your address. I'll send you one. And you're the best. Anything you ever need, I can help you." What did I tell you about Bill? Now he goes, "Not related to Means on Chargers, but I am related to Russell Means, who headed up Indian Nation for 20 years. He was a special person in history if you look him up.
Oh, yeah.
The book is my memoirs for 69 years. It's funny as hell." I'm glad you're driving the crazy train, Bill. Thank you very much. And we're going to be back with, where are we going next?
Fiction and fact.
Fiction and fact. I can't believe we've done 44
gosh.
minutes. I looked at the time. We've gone way overboard, but we got fiction and fact with Smoking Jim's Almanac right now. Come on.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25, 30.
Hi, Bethel Park. Uncle Al speaking. I'm asking you to come help us behind the scenes at BP TV. We're looking for some proud Bethel Park residents to help us make the shows that you want to watch. For more information, contact Station Director Dave Cable, and we will see you behind the cameras at BP TV.
My friends, our Frisbee skills are quite impressive. They're almost as impressive as our TV production skills that we honed at BPTV.
Yes, without BPTV, we could never achieve such promotional prowess.
So volunteer at BPTV and you too can become a TV production master.
Steelers show blitz. He throws the pass up. It's going to be picked up. James Harrison has it. He's running up the sideline. 25, 30.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. We got my main man, Anthony, never here out of place on the ones and twos, making us look good. He's back there with Tony. Does it again, all swag, y'all. Got my main man, Ryan from Carrot Raiders, the editor, making us look good.
No,
and I tell
Ryan's
you
from
what, we are
Whitehall.
blessed. We are blessed.
Mount Baldwin.
We are blessed. We are blessed to have the Rookie of the Year, the original Rookie of the Year,
Bro.
Steve from Point Park, getting ready to get his associate degree. Congratulations, Steve. We got the VIP of BPTV, fastest rising star in Pittsburgh, Nicky Boy. And I tell you what, we got my main man, Chip. In the lieu of time, I'm going to pass my time on to the man that missed last week for all his fans. I'm moving on to the chipper.
Smoking Jim, I notice each time you don't prepare.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared to talk to Jimbo Colbert. I'm prepared to talk about Alan Faneca. I'm prepared, but we don't. The fans want to hear Chip.
Okay. I just wanted him to
I'm
get
always prepared. I got
If
me
you
some fiction.
noticed, I wanted him to be defensive and tell the truth first time tonight. First time tonight. How'd I do? Got it out of him. He didn't even know. He fell into it. Chip, go ahead. Carry
Go
on.
ahead. I like to always make sure that I remember the history of the game.
Yes, sir.
You know, because baseball does have a storied tradition, just like the Pittsburgh Pirates do. 135 years they've been playing ball in this town. And as far as I'm concerned, I hope they continue to play for another 135 years. And Bob Nutting's great-grandchild still owns the team then. Okay? So anyhow, on August the 2nd, 1969, one of the Pittsburgh Pirates' greatest home run hitter ever, Willie Stargell, launched the first home run to ever leave Dodger Stadium. A mighty blast that traveled 506 feet. Cleared the roof of the right field pavilion and went deep into the parking lot. His belt off Alan Foster in the 7th inning put the Pirates in front 4-3. They went on to an 11-3 victory. Stargell's homer on that Tuesday evening is the longest of the 5 homers to leave Chavez Ravine. Only 4 players have cleared the stadium, and Stargell is the one to do it twice.
Right. Wow.
The left-handed hitter again turned on a pitch, this time off of Andy Messerschmidt, in a 7-4 Pirates loss on May 8th, 1973. This blast went a mere 470 feet, though Stargell hit 2 that day off of Messerschmidt. So just a little tip of the hat to one of the greatest players that we've ever seen play in this city. Willie Stargell started out as a skinny left fielder. As he grew,
He matured.
and his waistline increased, he became an all-star first baseman. And he was
Tell
the
Smoking Jim again what kind of arm he had.
he had a better arm than Barry Bonds. He would have thrown Sid Bream out.
Twice.
You know?
Thanks, Chip. I needed you to do that. Thank you. Because Smoking Jim needs the truth.
Yeah, well,
He doesn't see it often.
And then just one last thing here, something that Alan tagged me on, and just to show you how pathetic pitchers are in today's game of baseball. One of the greatest games that nobody ever remembers was a game between the San Francisco Giants and I believe the Colt 45s. Juan Marichal and Warren Spahn, who at this time was 42 years old. Both men pitched 15-plus innings, and their statistics for the day, just to give you an idea of when pitchers were real pitchers.
Amen.
The pitching line for this game is unbelievable. Marichal gave up 8 hits and 4 walks with 10 strikeouts on 227 pitches thrown in 16 innings. Warren Spahn, who was 42 at the time, allowed 9 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, 201 pitches thrown in 15 1/3 innings. And back in those days, you didn't have pitchers going in for Tommy John surgery. They just pitched, and they didn't pitch every 5th day. They pitched every 4th day because there were 4-man rotations.
Not a 5.
Not a 5-man rotation. So it leads to the old adage, the more you pitch, the better you pitch.
Chip, that's great. You know, I like that stuff, and yeah, thanks for bringing that up. All right, we're going to go right now to the VIP.
Okay, quick, and this was a simple opinion anyway. breakdancing is going into the Olympics for baseball. Really sad about that. Anthony A1 and I came in here at 6 a.m. to watch the U.S. baseball team lose to Japan. We came in to watch the gold medal game here in the studio in the lounge area. Very sad that they lost. Felt like a waste of time because 6 a.m. was pretty early for me. But, yeah. Kind of sad that the U.S. lost. Even more sad that baseball's not going to be in it in 2024. Apparently it's coming back to Los Angeles in 2028 when the Olympics happen then. But, yeah, just a shame. Not a stick to breakdancing either. You know, that's fine. But I still want baseball to be in the Olympics, and I'm sad it won't be anymore. That's my opinion for today.
Here's what I have to say. What would the Greeks say about that?
Well, I can tell you about the people that watched the
Breakdancing.
Olympics, what they had to say about that, which is nothing because they had the worst television ratings in the
Okay,
history of the
aside from that,
Olympics.
I just want baseball to be in the Olympics.
Thank
I don't
you.
care who watches it. I just want it to be there because I watched it. I got up at 6 a.m. to watch the U.S. attempt to play for the gold medal game, and I want to keep watching that in future years. We had a 12-year hiatus, and it was 13 actually, and now we don't have it again until 8 years further in the future. What?
Are you saying they're taking baseball out of the Olympics?
For 2024, yeah. That's,
Yay!
I'm done. Cut the end.
I'm glad we got that clarified.
Good news.
I'll go next, if it's possible. Let's see what happens with mine. Wow, we're running out of time. We only got 6 minutes to go. I'm going to defer to Smoking Jim Frazier.
Yeah!
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yes!
Are you serious? I'll roll through real quick. Hey,
No, you got 6 minutes and 5 seconds.
Good,
Four,
Smoking Jim.
3, 2.
Time, but hey, thanks, Al Levine, talking machine. Hey, listen.
How'd I do?
Listen, I used to date Dwight Collins' sister. She was fine. I was 17. She was 21. Finest girl, Stephanie Collins. So me and Dwight
You know this is a family-friendly show.
Yeah, well, me and Dwight started calling each other cousins. So his junior year, I go watch him run at the WWA championship at Freedom. I never heard of this football player from Freedom that was throwing the shot put named Jimbo Colbert.
Yeah.
He was there, of course. Dwight won every event, and Jimbo Colbert threw that shot one time. I'm watching TV on ESPN, right? And all of a sudden, this football player that I don't like, because I think he's a liar, number one, Kevin Falk, that underachieved a lot in the NFL. Marshall Falk was great. They both grew up in the same housing projects in New Orleans, but they say they ain't related, right? Two Falks ain't related, same housing project. So all of a sudden, Kevin Falk is announcing that he's turning pro after his junior year. They had this big press conference, right? All of a sudden, this big guy with the flannel shirt, and remember in the country, they don't have toothpicks. They take a broomstick, part of the broomstick, and chew on that. So he's in the back like that's chewing on it. So Kevin Falk says, I'm announcing I'm foregoing my senior year. I'm turning pro, and they're going crazy. All of a sudden, you hear this, when the room got quiet, you hear this from the back room. Me too. That was Alan Faneca. He didn't even decide to go pro until then. I tell you what, the three greatest offensive guards I ever seen was number one, Bill Fralick. There'll never be another Bill Fralick. John Hanna and Alan Faneca, number 66. A great guy. And I'll tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, 335 pounds. I don't know how he got so thin now. And he don't even look like himself now. Although his family's all big. His son's a big one. His son is bigger than you, and he's about 10 years old.
So the question I have is what took him so long to get into the Hall of Fame
Man,
if he was
that's a
as great
shame.
as you said he was?
Don't you agree?
He should have been first ballot.
I agree. I agree with that. But
Like
again,
Hines Ward.
There's a lot of no, I don't agree with that. There is a lot of reverse discrimination in the National Football League. Clay Matthews should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. 20-some years later, he's still not in.
Smoking
I'm
Jim.
not going to rest till Clay
I
Matthews.
appreciate most of what you said.
Where are the
but-
cards?
But on the weight thing, do you remember who the strongest lineman in the NFL was for years that was a Steeler?
John Cole.
John Cole should be in.
Now, you know how big he was and the records he was setting?
Yeah.
I saw him and met him a year after he retired. He was my size.
Wow, that's amazing. That
It's
is
too much stress on their joints, on their heart. I mean, their blood pressure. They have to lose that weight. Otherwise, they're gonna die a whole lot younger than a lot of them are.
Yes, and then I want to go on one of the best shows I ever had was with Jim O'Brien.
Yeah.
And he said they brought plates with steroids for the Steeler players. Plates. And I said, did you witness it? He goes, I was there. I rest my
I
case.
love Steve Corson.
Yeah, I was friends with Steve Corson mentioning that. He healed himself naturally from heart disease due to steroids. Then he was cutting a tree. His dog got in the way. He saved the dog, and he got killed.
Yeah.
And I met him. I actually saw him 2 weeks before that. He died. I saw him at like South Hills Village or something because I was friends with him. I can tell you stories off air about that, but that's another story. But we covered a lot. We're a little long-winded on things. Thanks
That's-
again. I got to thank my KO buddy, Bill Means. The book will be in for me tomorrow. He's mailing it
you'll
tomorrow.
read it.
Oh,
And let's talk about the Steelers. We've got
Let's
a
go.
game Thursday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. It's hard to get worked up about preseason games when they're resting everybody because of the extended season. 17 regular games, 17
Right.
regular season games. It's going to be different this year. You think about the attrition
Oh, yeah.
that happens in a regular NFL season.
isn't
Add
almost
an extra
everybody
game.
injured playing football? Yes.
Almost after every practice, I
Yes.
would say.
I won 20 games, but the Steelers are going to benefit because they get an extra preseason game this year because they play in Canton. Everybody else is playing 3 games. The Steelers in Dallas is playing 4. That should help the Steelers' young squad go 8-9.
8-9. Wrong again.
They're going to win more than 10 games. I don't agree
We'll
with
give
you.
predictions out there. We'll see
Put
what
your money
happens.
where your mouth is. You wearing the green.
You always put your money where your mouth
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
No, no, he says he does.
How many
I have
games-
yet to see the money come
How
out.
many games in a row did the Pirates lose?
I have yet. Here,
Cha-ching!
before he goes crazy,
Not
we're
as
running
many
out
as
of
you think.
time. When's the first time that you showed me the 250 you're betting every game?
I don't want the government. The government's
See,
already on my
We're
back,
on
bro.
TV, and we know he's not an honest man. It's been confirmed.
Here's the way to get them off. Pay your taxes.
Hey, Chip, I saw gamblers at the Meadows win over the $1,200 minimum you needed to pay
I'm
taxes
Joe
on.
Louis.
They paid their taxes at the Meadows. On that, stay Joey strong.